With his unique abilities, deep bond with his team, and heartwarming personality, Groot has become a symbol of growth and loyalty. Today on CBR, we tell you everything about Groot. The lovable tree-like alien from Marvel Comics has one of the most interesting character arcs in the entire Marvel universe. This big guy is known for saying only 3 words, "I am Groot."
I'm Groot.
But his journey from being a villain to a hero is anything but simple. When Groot first showed up in Marvel Comics back in 1960, he wasn't the cute, kind-hearted tree we know today. Nope, this Groot was all about destruction and taking over Earth. Created by Stan Lee and Jack Kirby. At this point, Groot wasn't the charming, self-sacrificing protector of the galaxy. He was a giant alien tree monster with one goal: to conquer Earth. Yeah, kind of a big bad at the time. In his debut, Groot is an antagonist who comes to Earth with plans to enslave humanity. His design was far more menacing, towering over everything in sight and wreaking havoc. This version of Groot wasn't the hero we know now, but more of a typical 1960s monster that Marvel had a lot of back then. He didn't stick around long though. Marvel characters often go through a lot of reinventions. After his first appearance, he didn't really show up much in comics, possibly because his villainous tree persona wasn't all that exciting compared to other baddies Marvel had in the spotlight. Fast forward a few decades, and things were about to change for Groot. In 2008, Marvel decided to revamp the Guardians of the Galaxy team, and with that came a major reimagining of Groot's character. This is when we saw a more heroic version of him. No longer a villain, Groot was now a member of the Guardians of the Galaxy, alongside characters like Star-Lord, Gamora, Drax, and the wisecracking Rocket Raccoon. The thing is, even though Groot was part of a team, he wasn't just some side character thrown in for filler. No, he became a core member, and his relationship with Rocket was key. Together, the two became one of the most beloved duos in the Marvel Universe. The modern version of Groot, thanks to the Guardians of the Galaxy comics written by Dan Abnett and Andy Lanning, completely changed his persona. Gone was the villain. Instead, Groot was now a gentle giant, loyal and protective of his friends. Sure, he was still a giant walking tree, but he was now a part of something bigger, a family. And that was what really made him stand out. As part of the Guardians, Groot wasn't just strong, he was a hero with a heart of gold. Despite his limited vocabulary, just saying "I am Groot" all the time, his actions spoke louder than words. His bond with Rocket is one of the highlights of Groot's character. Rocket could understand the nuance behind Groot's words and could translate them for everyone else. Their friendship was something fans really latched onto because of how real and heartfelt it felt. In the Guardians of the Galaxy films, Groot really became a pop culture icon. Voiced by Vin Diesel, he became known for his simple but emotionally charged line, "I am Groot."
I am Groot.
And somehow, this 3-word phrase became one of the most quotable things in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Whether it was in the first Guardians of the Galaxy movie, when he sacrificed himself for his friends, or in Guardians of the Galaxy 2, when Baby Groot stole the spotlight with his cuteness, Groot became a symbol of both strength and vulnerability. The moment when Groot grows into Baby Groot after the events of the first movie was heartwarming and gave fans a whole new level of Groot love. And who could forget Baby Groot's epic dancing in Volume 2? He was literally too adorable to handle. Even though Groot only says a few words, his actions speak volumes. His relationship with the Guardians, especially with Rocket, is one of the best things about the team. Groot doesn't need to talk much to express his loyalty and love for his friends. It's all in his actions. Groot shows that heroism isn't just about power, it's about caring for those you love. His transformation from a villain to a hero is a story of redemption, and it's one of the most heartwarming character arcs in all of Marvel. Now, looking back at Groot's origins, it's fascinating to see how far he's come. From his first appearance as an evil alien tree to the caring and selfless hero we know today, Groot's story is a testament to the power of change and growth, pun intended. He may be a tree, but Groot is rooted in the hearts of Marvel fans everywhere. He's a symbol of growth, both literally and figuratively, and his evolution from villain to hero shows that no one is beyond redemption. In the end, Groot isn't just a tree. Let's talk about Groot's size and strength. Being a giant, tree-like alien, Groot's size alone gives him a physical advantage that most of his foes simply can't match. He's incredibly strong, able to lift and carry enormous objects with ease. Whether it's smashing through buildings, tossing enemies around, or lifting massive weapons like they're nothing, Groot's raw physical power is off the charts. But what really sets him apart is his durability. Not only is he strong, but he can withstand a lot of damage. He's taken hits from some of the toughest characters in the Marvel Universe and walked away relatively unscathed. Being made of wood doesn't make him fragile, it makes him tough. If you try to hurt him, you're in for a battle. One of the coolest things about him is his regeneration powers. Groot's whole body is basically one giant plant. So that means he can regrow, rebuild, and heal in ways that most other characters can't. Seriously. You can chop him down, set him on fire, or even tear him apart and he'll just grow back, like a well-watered plant. It's honestly a bit terrifying if you're an enemy. How do you defeat something that can come back from almost anything? This regeneration ability means that even if Groot's completely wiped out in battle, he can just regenerate from a small piece of himself and come back stronger than ever. This makes him incredibly hard to defeat in combat. It's like he's got an endless supply of lives. Another aspect of Groot's abilities is his control over plant life. As a member of the Flora Colossi species, his powers go beyond just his own body. Groot can manipulate plant life around him. For example, he can create shields made of vines or use roots to trap enemies, making him a versatile and creative fighter. Now, here's the thing that really makes Groot stand out from other superheroes: his connection with the team. Groot isn't just about raw power or fancy tricks. He's all about loyalty, sacrifice, and the deep bond he shares with the rest of the Guardians of the Galaxy. His relationship with Rocket Raccoon is one of the most iconic in modern Marvel storytelling. Groot's ability to communicate with Rocket through their unique understanding of each other is something that adds emotional depth to his character. Even though Groot can only say, "I am Groot," Rocket knows exactly what he means. That level of connection shows that Groot's powers aren't just physical. He's emotionally intelligent in his own way too. He might not talk a lot, but when he speaks, it's with purpose. His ability to convey love, loyalty, and even humor through his simple words adds a layer of heart to his character. And speaking of communication, while he can't speak like other characters, Groot has shown some impressive ways to get his point across. His body language, his tone of voice, and his actions all convey a surprising amount of meaning. His bond with his teammates, especially Rocket, makes it clear that Groot doesn't need a ton of words to express himself. He may be a giant tree, but he's got a lot of emotional depth. His interactions with other Guardians, like Star-Lord or Gamora, often showcase his protective nature, and his willingness to put himself in harm's way for his friends proves that his loyalty runs deep. Even though he can only say, "I am Groot," it's clear that Groot has a whole range of emotions that come through loud and clear, just through his actions. Beyond just his physical abilities, Groot also has a knack for surviving in extreme conditions. Whether he's floating through space, surviving a dangerous alien planet, or being blasted into the void, Groot's physiology allows him to survive in places where most other beings would perish. This durability comes from his plant-like biology, which gives him a tough, natural resistance to things like extreme temperatures, lack of oxygen, or harsh environmental conditions. So while his fellow Guardians are getting knocked around in space battles or dealing with extreme alien environments, Groot is often one of the last to fall, if at all. There's also an interesting, sometimes overlooked aspect of Groot's powers that ties into his relationship with his environment. Being a plant-based life form, Groot has an innate connection to nature. It's not just about controlling plants, it's about understanding them. In various storylines, Groot has been shown to be more in tune with the ecosystems around him, and he can use this knowledge to help protect or restore the environments he finds himself in. This connection to nature isn't just a neat little quirk, it's a fundamental part of his character and one of the things that makes him so special. Groot isn't just some weapon, he's a force of nature. Groot's abilities are what make him both an incredible superhero and an irreplaceable member of the Guardians of the Galaxy. There's also an interesting, sometimes overlooked aspect of Groot's powers that ties into his relationship with his environment. Being a plant-based life form, Groot has an innate connection to nature. It's not just about controlling plants, it's about understanding them. In various storylines, Groot has been shown to be more in tune with the ecosystems around him, and he can use this knowledge to help protect or restore the environments he finds himself in. This connection to nature isn't just a neat little quirk, it's a fundamental part of his character and one of the things that makes him so special. Groot isn't just some weapon, he's a force of nature. Groot's abilities are what make him both an incredible superhero and an irreplaceable member of the Guardians of the Galaxy. Speaking of Groot's regeneration abilities, did you know that this also ties into the fact that he might be nearly immortal? Well, not immortal in the never die sense, but more like he doesn't age or decay the way most organic beings do. A lot of his regeneration seems to be tied to the fact that he's an incredibly advanced plant-based life form. This gives him some pretty wild advantages, like surviving in hostile environments like space, without the need for food or water. It's like he's a living, walking, tree-shaped oasis that doesn't need anything to survive except for a little bit of time and energy to heal and grow back. Groot could be around for centuries. Imagine a future where Groot is still kicking around, helping out the next generation of heroes. Another interesting tidbit is about Groot's relationship with Rocket. You probably already know that Rocket is the only one who truly understands Groot, but what you might not know is just how deep their bond goes. When Groot says, "I am Groot," it's not just a random phrase, he's saying something personal and Rocket knows exactly what it is. This special connection between them goes beyond translation. It's a shared language of trust and friendship. Their relationship is kind of like a long-term friendship where no words are needed to understand what the other is feeling. There are moments in the Guardians of the Galaxy movies and comics where Rocket and Groot can communicate without speaking at all. Just a look or a gesture. Their bond is a lot like family, and Groot's willingness to sacrifice himself for Rocket in the first movie, and even later on, shows just how deep that connection runs. But here's a little secret about Groot that fans of the comics might be aware of. Groot has the potential to live a long, long time. In fact, his age is never really specified. While he may look like a big, simple tree, his mind is ancient and experienced. He may not speak much, but you can tell that he's carrying a lot of wisdom beneath that bark. It's one of the reasons why he's such a loyal and protective figure in the Guardians. He's seen it all, and he's still around because he's dedicated to doing what's right. Speaking of Groot's mysterious past, there's a dark side to his history too. In his original appearance, as early as Tales to Astonish number 13 in 1960, Groot was not the gentle giant we know today. He was actually a villain who came to Earth with the intent to conquer it. He wasn't the misunderstood hero he eventually became. He was more of a tree monster wreaking havoc. Over time, writers evolved his character from that classic villain of the week status into the lovable, heroic figure he is today. It's a testament to how flexible and adaptive comic book characters can be. Groot went from being a menace to being a friend to the universe, and it's that evolution that makes him so intriguing. If you've ever wondered why Groot's so attached to Rocket, there's a bit of a tragic backstory there too. In the comics, it's suggested that Groot's species isn't just rare, it's nearly extinct. The Flora Colossi have suffered from destruction and environmental collapse, and Groot himself might be one of the last of his kind. So his connection to Rocket and the Guardians of the Galaxy as a whole is a way for Groot to keep fighting for something bigger than himself. He's literally become part of a new family, protecting them with his life, which is even more meaningful when you realize he has so little of his original species left. Lastly, there's a fun little mystery about Groot's ability to speak multiple languages in the comics. Although he only says "I am Groot" in the films, in the comics, Groot is shown to be able to speak a variety of languages. Of course, he still speaks mostly in his native Flora Colossi tongue, but he's known to communicate in other ways with different species, especially when it comes to his allies. It's just another testament to how versatile he is, even though it's not something we see much of in the movies. So, yes, there's way more to Groot than meets the eye. From his mysterious past to his deep bonds with Rocket to his unique way of communicating and his potential immortality. Groot is one of those characters who's always full of surprises.
Who is she?
I'm Groot.
Yeah, you said that.
In the MCU, Groot started out in the first volume of Guardians of the Galaxy. He was back in Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, he was part of Avengers Infinity War and Avengers Endgame, and was again back for Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. He's even had his own TV series with I Am Groot.
I am Groot.
For a character with so much exposure, it's surprising more isn't known about him. Hopefully you found out something that you didn't know. Groot's evolution showcases the power of redemption and friendship. His strength, resilience, and loyalty make him an unforgettable character. Are you also a fan of Groot? Let us know what you think in the comments.